To start with, obviously, AI, artificial intelligence and AI is at the front and center of every conversation today when I meet customers and prospects, which I do on almost every week. Um, and we have been investing into the AI side of it since 2016. It's been like over nine years. Like we have been investing into both on the predictive side of the AI capabilities as well as over the last 2 years on the generative AI side. And and over the last 2 years, we also invested in on the generative AI side with what we call it as Merlin AI sort of products. The first thing that we did was Merlin AI Copywriter, which was focused on the content generation use case. We identified that, hey, we can really enable marketers to kind of do a lot more rapid experimentation of a lot more creatives and marketing copies. And we enabled marketing teams to kind of like take the creative or the copy from the creative team and then generate more variants of it and do more experimentation across a lot more marketing copies. And we have seen some great customer impact stories from Merlin AI. Today, we have over 300 customers using Merlin AI Copywriter on a weekly basis and so on. And they are seeing incredible results in terms of improvement in terms of the engagement rates, in terms of time to kind of create content, and also kind of the number of copies that they're able to create. And we are continuously enhancing the Merlin AI Copywriter. We are soon introducing the brand LLM, where you can actually create a lot more on-brand content through Merlin AI Copywriter, right? And we're also seeing incredible ways marketers and content teams are leveraging all the ChatGPT and Gemini tools to create HTML templates, in-app templates based on the MoEngage spec, and are able to kind of bring all of these through our APIs. So we want to continue to bring a lot more of the AI capabilities embedded into the MoEngage ecosystem, where you can leverage all the current workflows and also the context. And to do that, we are today introducing 3 new powerful AI agents, which can help brands, consumer brands, bring your ideas in terms of how you want to kind of like create your customer journeys to life very quickly. And before I start introducing, firstly, what are AI agents? There's obviously a lot of nomenclature around what AI agents are. And this is our perspective. AI agents are intelligent systems that understand natural language and can help you accomplish tasks on your behalf with a defined set of guardrails and also kind of with a different set of guardrails and with human in the loop, right? And we have seen varied set of AI agents across the spectrum. There are query-based AI agents which can answer your questions. There are task-based agents which can accomplish your tasks. There are also workflow-based agents which can accomplish complex tasks. And there are also full autonomous agents that we are starting to see which can create a lot more, which can do a lot more complex actions. And today we're going to introduce 3 agents across the spectrum. To start with, I would like to announce Merlin AI Segment Assist. So segmentation is the core part of the customer engagement approach. And a lot of our marketers spend time creating these intelligent segments. And we all know that how segmentation can be very powerful in terms of improving your engagement and delivering better business outcomes. And so MoEngage obviously has a very, very easy to use segment builder where you can create these segments and very powerful. But we have had a couple of observations speaking with customers. First one is about like it can be sometimes a learning curve, especially for new CRM users to create complex segments. And the second part is also that like a lot of the data is instrumented by your technology team. And CRM teams and CRM managers and lifecycle marketers might not have a good understanding of all the attributes and events that the technology team has instrumented. And that is a problem that we are trying to solve with Segment Assist. So Segment Assist enables marketing teams and lifecycle marketing teams to create segments effortlessly using natural language. You can take your idea you can put your idea using a prompt and then take it to action in a seamless fashion. And let's take an example. So let's take a financial services, like a marketing person who is in a fintech or a financial services company. And using Segment Assist, and this is a real demo where you can actually kind of create a segment of customers easily just using natural language, where they're able to create a segment of customers who started the credit card application in a specific type of a credit card, but did not complete the process. And once they do that, it automatically, the segment assist automatically converts the natural language prompt into the MoEngage segment filters. You can see, you can look at the filters. It automatically kind of generates the segment in terms of the what is the number of customers that fall into this segment criteria and what is the reachable number of customers. And you can take this into the filter view automatically. So it can be a great way to kind of get started, where you kind of use the prompt, generate some of these segments, then move to the filter view, and then add a lot more complexity. And then obviously it's a great way to get started. And similarly, for a retail customer, if you want to kind of create a segment of customers who viewed products and showed intent in a specific category like apparel, but didn't make a purchase, it's very easy to create that segment, as you can see with in the demo here. So segment assist enables you to kind of take ideas to action instantly and quickly. It helps you ideate various different use cases in a very quick fashion. And we're also kind of planning to enhance this support for segment assist from text to voice. So you can actually kind of speak to the segment assist, and where it actually kind of creates these segments. And the more information that you can add to your data, the better it works. So the next agent that I want to talk about is around one of the most used products in MoEngage, which is Flows. Flows is definitely one of the most used products in MoEngage, where you can create like multi-channel, multi-touch campaigns across leveraging all the different channels, and where you can take customers from one stage of the life cycle to the other stage, right? And flows are very powerful, and we have seen like significant usage from our customers. But at the same time, creating these flows sometimes can be time consuming. And we have seen that marketing teams need some extra support in terms of best practices on how to create these flows for a given use case that they want to kind of create towards. And especially it's also can be a learning curve for especially for the new CRM users, right? What if we give you a marketing advisor who could kind of work with you take your use case, and basically kind of help you create pretty optimal flows. So that is a problem statement that we are trying to solve with Flow Assist. So Flow Assist, it's using a simple prompt. You can define the use case. Like, okay, for example, if you want to create a flow to drive repeat purchases from customers who made a purchase in the last few months. And you can define the use case and the goal as detailed as possible, and it will give you suggestions. And it will create an initial draft taking some of the best practices. For example, in this case, it automatically created a draft flow, including like creating different branches based on purchase propensity. And that can be a great starting point. But if I want to ideate with it, if I want to kind of like, okay, now we have the initial flow. Now you can ideate with AI, discussing about how you could make some changes. For example, you could say that for medium propensity customers, I want to kind of create a nurture flow further. And can you give me some suggestions? And then it can give you suggestions in terms of how you can create a nurture flow. For example, here the AI recommended that, hey, for medium propensity customers, you can use the next best action with email and push channels, because those are the two channels that are configured within MoEngage. And also you can have a wait time post that. And if you don't like certain things, like, okay, in this case, if you don't like the wait time, and whether if you think that the 24 hours is too long, you could kind of provide that input. And then once you see what you liked, you can say go ahead, and then the Flow Assist automatically kind of makes the change within the flow. And Flow Assist also kind of provides you tailored recommendations, like in a certain part of the flow, if you're adding a new stage, Flow Assist will also give you recommendations in terms of what could be the next stage that it could recommend based on the use case and based on the best practices, right? I think so. With Flow Assist, I think what I really find it very interesting is that you can ideate with AI and create interesting flows and better flows. It also reduces the time to kind of create these flows. And you can focus more on the creativity part and the strategy part than focusing on the operational side of the challenges. So we're very excited about how you're going to use both segment assist and flow assist. Coming to the next important problem statement that we are attacking. And the next important agent we want to talk about is what we call it as Million AI decisioning agent, which is more on the autonomous standpoint. So over the years, we've always been like very customer first as Mo Engage. We've always been speaking to customers and understanding the needs and the gaps. And one of the things that we identified is that while trigger-based campaigns and workflows provide you very high engagement and conversions, what we observed is that brands struggle with batch-based segmented campaigns and offers that you send on a weekly basis or a daily basis, where we realize that the performance of these batch campaigns is being subpar and where there's a lot of scope for kind of improvement. And we looked at like what are some of the observations based on the batch campaigns, right? So when we looked at a brand, like it could be a brand in commerce or brand in media entertainment, you would want to kind of create these like different offerings. These offerings could be a category of products or category of items, genre of music. And you would want to kind of create these. Today, what we have seen is that many of these the marketing teams create these segments manually for different campaigns that you kind of target. So these segments are created manually based on a certain segment criteria. And then what we found that there is scope for improvement is that, hey, if you look at the current approach, will all the customers in a given segment prefer a specific product that you're communicating? Will all the customers prefer this channel that you're communicating on? And how do you know that the content copy and the incentive that you're communicating to the whole segment is preferred by everyone? And many such micro decisions across the overall aspects of the campaign. While you can A/B test a lot of this, while you can A/B test some of the things like content and offerings, it is pretty manual and it doesn't take into the user context into consideration. And it's also kind of hard to do A/B testing and experimentation across so many dimensions. And so achieving that one-to-one experience at scale for a given specific use case with the most relevant message incentive for each customer, both in terms of timing, frequency, and so on, is just so challenging. And that's where we felt that there's something that we can build with AI. So how do you truly scale from this best fit for a overall segment to a truly one-to-one fit for each individual? And that's where Million AI decisioning agent comes into picture. So Million AI decisioning agent enables you to create AI-based decisioning flows similar to the normal flows that we have, where you can define goals. So the goal can be driving repeat purchase, or driving purchase for a specific category, or even driving purchase for a new launch. And you can define guardrails in terms of, hey, how many times, what is the max number of times the decisioning agent should communicate to a given customer. And you can define all the parameters around the channels, like what are the different channels that the decisioning agent to communicate, whether it could be email, push, SMS, and so on. And also various offerings and campaign copies that you want the decisioning agent to consider. So these campaign copies could be around your Black Friday sale, or it could be your new product launch. And you can define all of these different campaign copies that you want the decisioning agent to consider, and also various timing and frequency options. And once you give all of this to decisioning agent, it runs over a period of weeks to optimize. And it is built on top of reinforcement learning and generative AI combination, where it automatically kind of, let's say, given a given customer profile, for example, in this case of Emily, and depending on the Discord affinity and various other user context, it finds like what is the right combination of channel, offerings, product, incentive, timing, frequency, and then sends that communication. And then the best part is the feedback loop. And depending upon how a given customer engages to these communications, and we look at the positive signals as well as the negative signals, adding products to the basket or even viewing more products. And the negative signals could be like unsubscribing from the communication or not responding to the communication, right? So all of these signals, like the positive signals and negative signals, will go into the reinforcement learning for the decisioning agent. And then it optimizes over the period of time. Similarly, for a customer who is like a VIP customer, the decisioning agent would understand that, hey, this VIP customer should be communicated on a specific channel, and also like with the new product launch, and with with the campaign copy that is more fit for VIP customers. So the decisioning agent also kind of like identifies common patterns across customers and similar types of customers, and leverages all this learning to kind of like leverages all this learning to identify the best action for each customer. And that's where like through the decisioning agent you can measure the incrementality approach, like against control groups and holder groups over a period of weeks, and that's the way you can understand whether a given decisioning flow is working well or not. And we also want to focus on AI explainability. The decisioning agent would also kind of provide you visibility in terms of how and why certain actions and decisions are made for a given customer at a given point of time, so that you also understand why certain decisions are made. And as we mentioned, like we're also combining the power of generative AI, where we are able to kind of extract a lot more context from the campaign copies to better understand the user context, which feeds into the reinforcement learning. And we are soon kind of rolling out the pilot program for the decisioning agent. And please let your customer success manager know if you want to be part of the pilot program. And we would be very excited to work with you as part of the pilot program. And with the segment assist, flow assist, and decisioning agent, we now have a suite of agents under the Million AI suite of agents umbrella. We're also kind of expanding the interfaces that we provide. We also have significant number of API interfaces, but we're also exposing the number of interfaces around MCP and so on, so that you can actually kind of bring our agents into your AI applications, which you might be building internally or third-party agents. And with all the predictive AI capabilities and the Million AI agents, Moving Edge has the most comprehensive predictive and agentic AI capabilities in the industry.